Okay, so thank you. Thanks, Professor Chen and Luohan Tang. It's my real pleasure to be here. Actually, it's a real pleasure to learn from so many the best economists in the world and the best entrepreneurs in the world. And I thought economists speak a different language. I do machine learning, but this morning it seems from Tom I not only refreshed my knowledge in natural programming, in chaos divergence, information geometry, but also, to my surprise, he developed courses on Python programming, Python in econ. And this is really, really to my surprise. And it seems the difference is much smaller. I think there are lots of opportunities for us to collaborate, to examine things maybe from fresh eyes. So today I'll tell you a little bit about what we do at Ant Financial. And I'll give a few examples. How do we use machine learning for, say, microloan business, for smart insurance claims, and so on. And once upon a time, I was also a professor, so I will leave some time for discussions about open problems we're addressing. And that's more like long-term research we're working on. And I will get started now. Okay. So a critical problem facing by the, okay, now how do I go back? What we care about is financial inclusion, because as a technology company, our mission is to bring more opportunities to the world instead of polarizing the world. Otherwise, if the technologies are not helping the majority, well, it's not really, we don't have a promising future. So, but currently we have more than 2 billion people in the world simply don't have a bank account. And many of them, among this population, many of them are minorities, women, and low income, and underdeveloped areas. So we believe machine learning could play a critical role in this process, in the process of, in the development of inclusive finance. So, and financial essentially is targeted towards SMEs and also mid-income and low-income population. But for this purpose, because of this long-tail phenomenon, it's really important for us to use better technologies, in particular machine learning, and combined with blockchain, to serve, say, the 10 million SMEs and also more than 1 billion users. They have personalized needs from different companies, from different individuals. How to use machine learning to do that? So today I'll give a few examples, and I'll not go through all of them, but I'll highlight a few of them, okay? So the first one is about the microloan business. As mentioned before, it's important to give inclusive financial service to underdeveloped areas. So we partner with Zhonghe Nongxin. It's called, it's basically a company founded by the Chinese Foundation for Poverty Alleviation. The customer bases are really interesting. They have more than 88% of peasants and the farmers, and also more than 60% are female. So how do we use better technology to help them? Traditionally, they use, for example, these offline. They basically have agents going towards, go to the location, talk to the farmers, and decide if they can have the microloan proven or not. It's slow and it's really labor intensive. So in other words, it's scalable. So what we do is essentially use a technology. We actually in the morning we mentioned many times MPC and shared learning, privacy, differential privacy, and so on. I'll mention later. But the result is really impressive because by combining, by encrypting our modern data with their data, we can protect the user privacy, while at the same time we can dramatically improve their credit scoring capability. So, for example, we reduce more than half their the overdue basic default rate, and also in less than a year, we reached more than 300 counties in the world, in China. And this is one example. Traditional people will go to a city to find a job, and now he can stay at home and get financial service. And they have been doing this. Actually, this company has been doing this for 10 years. They accumulate maybe, say, like a couple billions. But in a year, with this new model, they got more than 1.4 billion microloans done. And now we also use this similar technology to do joint microlending, peer our financial basically Ant Financial with our partners for microlending. The technology behind this is really simple. It's not simple. It's really important. The goal actually have been highlighted several times this morning. One is privacy protection. Number two is really want to share the data, share the information from different parties, while also we protect the ownership and the data privacy. So we have developed multiple techniques over the years. Actually, we started this effort in 2015, and we'll keep pushing forward and also share the technology with the community. That's the best AI conference in the world this year and last year. So that includes integration of software and hardware-based technologies. For example, this morning I heard differential privacy that essentially injecting noise into data. But by injecting noise into the data, we actually lose some accuracy. It's a trade-off. So we also develop new technologies, for example, based on random projections and other methodologies. And also we use, for example, secret key sharing technology to allow multiple parties to work together, okay? And also, this morning we talk about SGX, or actually we're also looking into other hardware architectures to provide better encryption in hardware. So that's the first example. Essentially, that shows us how the idea is that we need to break the data islands to merge them together, because once we have data coming together, it's like a nuclear reaction. They have much bigger value than looking at data separately, not only in financial services, but also in medical applications. For example, cancer is a genetic disease. Now that's how people, researchers view it. But to see a mutation, really we need to see lots of samples. But regardless of where we are in the world, it's really hard to share data from different hospitals, because it couldn't be more private than your own DNA. It's a hard disk for each person. But if we want a better treatment, a better understanding of disease progression and development, we need to share the data. So we need a better technology. And I fully support the line by Benjamin this morning. We need a better technology to solve the problem caused by technology. So now I'll give a second example on intelligent insurance claim process. So this has been really painful for both parties, for customers, because you need to fill out the long, complicated process to get your insurance claim paid by the insurance company. Same time, it's also painful for insurance company because it's labor intensive and so on. So how can we do that based on machine learning? And this is one example. Can we play the video, please? This is for vehicle insurance. So we developed this product a few years ago. Actually, click the button. Okay. So this is actually the first commercially available product based on AI for auto insurance damage assessment. They recognize all the parts automatically. There are many parts in a car, and there are different models, actually, a lot more than what we see in a human being, a human face. They recognize there are 3 damages: A at the bumper and the rear wing.
Please capture the photo of the whole vehicle and ensure the plate can be seen. Please get closer.
So this shows the on-device learning. So we are seeing if the video quality is good or not. Do we have the object in the video?
Please get closer and ensure the damage details can be seen. Please get closer and ensure the damage details can be seen. Please get closer and ensure the damage details can be seen. Please get closer and ensure the damage details can be seen. Please get closer and ensure the damage details can be seen.
Should be finished. Sorry. I just finished the slides last night, translated from Chinese to English. So, okay, now it's done. This shows the real process. In real world, it takes the same time. Okay, it's not any longer. Okay, so now you have the price and how much you need how much it costs to finish to get done, to get fixed, and show you the location. Okay, that's in Hangzhou. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna skip it. Okay, don't have time now. Let's just show you one example. That's based on computer vision. That's based on on-device learning. That's based on on-device learning coupled with the cloud intelligence. So how do we put them together? Okay. So I'm not going into details, but I think you get the idea of what we do. Okay. So I'll give you another example. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Another product we call 相互保, essentially the mutual insurance product, and we started 6 months ago, and in October 2018, and we got more than 50 million users really quickly. Okay, so the challenge we face is how can we handle the claim process? For example, how do we anti the fraud? Get the problem I think Professor Wei Xiong was mentioning last night, right? How do we anti-fraud? And otherwise, we have a really bad population for this financial product. So here I only talk about one side. How do we do the claim process fast? Otherwise, we become an insurance company. We need tens of thousands of people just to process that. So this shows the underlying process, actually the same process as we saw before for the auto damage assessment product. So here at the beginning is a position. So how do we detect and understand the images? Okay, so for example, currently we can handle more than 50% of cases fully automatic. And also we have high accuracy, more than 99% accuracy. Then we need to understand what we see. No, the computer needs to understand what they see, okay? So that needs natural language processing and also knowledge graphs. So we need to tie all things together to understand the relationships between the product, between disease, between the hospitals. And in the end, we make a decision. So that's the product, real product in Alipay. You take a picture of the receipt from a hospital. We recognize all the disease names, hospital names, and we'll reduce ambiguity. For example, when you say second hospital in Zhejiang, we call 浙二, that means a long name. It means the 浙江第二附属医院. That means the university or Zhejiang University second hospital in Zhejiang University. The same thing, okay? But in natural language processing, it's a tough job. You need to understand what it's really referring to. So that needs this this knowledge graph, and that refers to the hospitals, the disease, and so on. Without that, also we will recognize, for example, if that stamp is real or not. It's a fake one, it's a real one. So that for that part, we need adversarial learning. I'll come back to adversarial learning later, because for many financial applications, it's crucial to make the system robust and to sustain potential attacks. Okay. Okay. So in short, based on this, we have a redefined experience, and we have 2 minutes to file the claim, and 1 second to process, and 2 hours to receive the payments. That's for the medical insurance claims. Another example. So I talk about the microloan example, insurance example. So another one important is for financial service is customer service. So every bank, no matter you're in US, in China, you care about the service quality. But in China, in Ant Financial, in year 2015, we face a huge challenge because we have many customers, and it's keep growing. If we increase our size of customer service proportionally, linearly to our number of products and services, then we end up a customer service company. So we really need AI to reduce the cost and improve the efficiency. And also to give better insurance, better customer service experience. So this curve summarizes what we did for the past few years. In year 2015, that's where we got started. And that year, we increased the self-service rate on Double 11th day from 70% all the way to 94%. And before that year, on Singles Day, Double 11, November 11th, you couldn't make a phone call. It's really hard to make a phone call successfully to Alipay's customer service. But that year, it's different, and because majority were handled by the robots. And another milestone is 2 years ago, we used the same metrics we used to measure the service quality of our human staff on our robots. And we found out that actually our robots' intelligent customer service system is giving better service quality using same metrics. For example, how many phone calls we receive after they called, after 24 hours after the first call. How many stars you give on the system to the answers. How much time I have? Okay, so, okay. So now we open up our service, our capacity to our ecosystem. For example, we serve Ding enterprise groups more than 10,000 groups served by our cloud service, by our cloud-based intelligent customer service. Okay, so another important issue faced by financial service is information asymmetry, or in other words, we want to improve the information transparency. So how do we do that? This is one example. How do we use knowledge graphs? So given one legal document, we process that, we extract all the entities, we make structured data, so there's a form now, okay? Then we link them all together, connecting all the dots into a graph, and then we can have a much better understanding of what's going on in the system. Now this gives you an overview, give you all the alarms on the companies, on the shareholder, many information summarized in the graph. Okay, I will not give time limit, I'm not going into detail, okay? So I will also give you a last example. Basically, I promised Professor Xiong about the PD model, okay? So there's a debate, okay? So can we use machine learning to really have information to make a better PD model, or probably default for microloan business? So if the data is sparse, we need to combine supervised learning with unsupervised learning. So this example shows us we combine the unsupervised graph neural networks with supervised graph neural networks on a huge scale, and we achieved much better results. And without time, I will skip the example on insurance claim, but there we use attention mechanism. It's popular in human beings, actually. How do we process information? Attention is crucial. We use that. That's actually also the breakthrough in machine learning, in deep learning community for the past few years. We use it in the deep neural graphs and got much better results for insurance fraud detection. So we'll give time limit. I will skip this, but I think it's really important for fairness and equality. And without careful examination, the system might have suffered problems without knowing that. How do you define the metrics, the metrics you're optimizing? It's really, really important. There are many examples. I'll skip it. Another one I want to highlight is really, I think it's getting more and more important to consider the integration of learning and the games. And in other words, to a higher level, it's really the machine learning with economics, because I see many intersections. For example, now we study multi-agent reinforcement learning. So it's not instead of Go, two parties playing with each other, with multiple parties, like in a financial market. How do you model that? And how do you integrate data with knowledge? Okay, knowledge graph is one approach, but many other possibilities. And also explainability and causality is important for regulation and for putting human in the loop. And I'll skip this, and this is really important. How do you have the human in the loop for the decision, especially for financial service? Okay, so thanks a lot. Okay, thank you.